Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racer Report for Thursday, the 20th.
June 20th.
June 20th, yeah. I've been on vacation, so I'm still catching up.
First day of summer.
Yeah. It's Hammer Down Racer Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, show number 336. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and joining us in the studio tonight, Mike Young. Be talking to him about the second place race thing that he had a couple weeks ago at Flat Rock, and about what he's got going on for racing this summer. And Rex Wheeler, owner of Owosso Speedway up there in Ovid, Michigan, making a ton of improvements up there. I've been hearing all kinds of
I have heard some
things.
Really good stuff, Scott.
So we'll talk to him, find out what they have planned for the rest of the summer as far as racing and more updates. I guess there's like a 5-year plan going on.
Right.
So all kinds of exciting stuff there. If you would like to win something, I guess we're back to the virtual cars again from DCR Graphics.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you would like to win a virtual car, there's a new video game coming out, Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing. It's coming out in November. DCR Graphics is designing the virtual cars in the game so you can race against or race as one of these cars. If you don't have a race car, he can design something if you have in mind, whatever number. You put your heads together.
Crew Chief Zach is a big sim racer, and he said he's been researching it and looking at what they're doing. He said he's really impressed. It's first class.
Is he? Okay. So hashtag DCR if you want to get in on a free car design. He's doing late models or modified, so you can choose if you want a late model or modified for this game. And, yeah, that's...
and if you're playing the game and you see a late model number 35, it's probably Zach.
Very nice. He made a late model version of my street stock, super stock thing, which looked pretty cool.
Yeah?
I liked it, yeah. $20, though, you can get one made. They're
if
not
you
sure
don't
how
win
many.
one,
he's not going to be doing it much longer because they're working on the game.
It's getting pretty
here.
full.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to be giving them away this week and I guess one more next week. And you have to get with Dale at DCR within a week.
Okay.
So he can get these done. So there you go. So if you're interested, hashtag DCR, put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And if it's not your forte, something you don't do, don't bother entering this week for that because
don't mess up somebody that really wants to play.
Don't take it away from somebody. Yeah, there you go. The entire month of June, Magic Moment Entertainment Wedding DJ Service will take $100 off the normal price when you book a wedding reception and you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. Magic Moment Entertainment is a national award-winning DJ service that's been in business for over 30 years. And if your ceremony is in the same venue as your reception, there's no additional charge to play ceremony music. Ron works with contracts, carries liability insurance, no charge for mileage or dance floor lighting. He covers the entire states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, and he will go to Australia. We did
with just a few
some additional
caveats,
additional charges for that. Yes, but that is outside the Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky.
Just barely.
It's close. For more information, call Ron at 419, not this Ron Burt.
The other Ron.
419-594-2261 or visit Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz on Facebook. He's currently booking weddings for this year, next year, and 2026. And again, mention Hammer Down Racing Report, save $100. Never knew the show would be worth something. Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. He does custom print magnets, canned koozies, tumblers, and all kinds of other gift items. Cool custom photo prints, he'll do those as well. And if you want to be a sponsor of the Kids Night he does every week at Oakshade, first 50 kids get in, or get a free 4x6 photo, courtesy of the sponsors. $50 to sponsor that. And he's been doing 2 sponsors.
Who's up this
week?
Do you know?
I don't know. Usually I look at his Facebook page before I head out there on Saturday, or I ask him at the track. But get with Charlie if you want to sponsor that. If you're a race team or you're just a fan of racing and you want to get your name out on the PA there, call Charlie, 419-407-6994. Freeze frame photos, special moments frozen in time, and, of course, Ron Miller Race Cars. He's got race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, and trailer repair again. Thank you. Hopefully,
Patch one area and another one pops up.
yeah. Also got to mention Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, Dipman Motorsports, Oakshade Raceway, and of course the official drink of the Hammer Down Race Report, Victory Fuel.
Yeah.
Throttle Punch, and you got the lemonade
punch.
Yeah, you got the
I got lucky. I got Lucky Lemon.
It's good.
stuff's good for you. Well,
it is.
I guess it is. It's got electrolytes. It's not bad for you. It's a drink that's got flavor. It's not bad for you, and it's not water, so that's cool. Before we get to Rex, we'll go through our racing roundup real quick. Action that happened last week, and there was enough of it. So
Racing roundup.
Millstream Speedway back in action. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, starting 2 hours late, but
that happened.
There was a few little bugs, but nothing terrible. I don't think it was overall a pretty decent show.
The internet was relatively kind.
Yeah,
there were a few people.
Huge crowd there, though. That was impressive.
It could be the biggest ever, Scott.
Cap Henry picking up that Ohio Sprint Speed Week win. Zach Weigel picking up the win in the USAC D2 Midgets at Millstream. Their next show, I believe, is the 25th of August, toward the end of August. So some time to kind of look back and see what worked and what didn't, and they have time to make improvements for the next. I saw they're hiring concession stand people, too, so if you need a job, Ron, and you're available those nights.
Yeah, whatever.
Limaland last week, Dylan Nussbaum picking up the win in the Terry Hall Tribute modified feature there. Eric Shepard won the mod non-qualifier race. Again, remember, they had all kinds of money up for that. Huge modified deal down there. Sean Valeni picked up the win in the Thunderstocks, running Craig Dittman's other car, his backup car, and beat Craig, who had won the week before, and Raleigh Hayter picking up the win in the Dirt Track Truck Series. Oakshade Raceway in action. And did I update? Yeah, Saturday night, Colin Shipley picking up the regularly scheduled late model feature win. Donnie Ringman picking up the DCR Graphics Sportsman feature win. Jarrett Riddell in the Dominator Superstock A main. Jason Deschler in the Compact A. Alex Kral winning the Dominator Superstock B main, and Ben Lantis in the Compact B main. A couple of makeup features, actually 3 of them. Steve Kester picking up the late model win there. So no repeat winners in the late models so far. And the DCR Graphic Sportsman, I believe.
Right.
So a pretty competitive year out there starting off. Dylan Burt won the Dominator Superstock A main. And John Young, who was in the studio last week, a different Young, not related to you.
Not related to me.
He picked up the B main. I believe his first win out there at Oakshade.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
How did your night go, Scott?
We'll get to that. You ever have the steering wheel fall off on you while you're racing?
I've never had that. I've always checked to make sure. I've heard a lot of people have done that, but
I've joined that club this past weekend.
It's not fun.
No, it's not.
Scott will be one of those guys that
is not fun.
Every time he climbs in the car,
Oh,
we'll
heck
check
yeah.
the wheel.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Sandusky Speedway in action. Jason Stanfield picking up the win in the Renegades. Vinny Cicconetti, I believe, we'll go with that. He's a beginner stock racer picking up the win there. Carl Smith in the Pure Stocks. Jimmy Phillips in the All-American Iron. Flat Rock Speedway Saturday night. Harold Fair Jr. picking up the Outlaw Super Late Model feature win. Jeremy Vanderhoof, another street stock win. Zach Nichols getting the win in the Midwest Classic Racers. Butler Motors Speedway on Saturday. Darren Nida picking up the 410 win up there. Corbin Gurley winning in the Great Lakes Super Sprints. Eric Swan in the Street Stocks. Austin Sloan picking up the 4-cylinder win. Waynesfield Raceway Park in action. Dylan Nussbaum got his second win of the weekend there in the modifieds after picking up the win Friday night at Limaland. Same with Riley Hayter. He picked up the win at Waynesfield in the Dirt Track Truck Series. And Ryan Oakley picking up the win in the Compacts. Lorraine Raceway Park. AJ Lasecki picking up the super modified win. Joey Wyckoff in the Outlaw Super Sprints. I believe, then Wyckoff, wasn't he in a stock car at Sandusky?
Could be.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But he picked up the win in the Outlaw Super Sprints. Nick Groff in the TQ Midgets. That was Friday night's action. They had a two night.
A two for weekend.
A 2 for weekend, yeah. Saturday night, it was Mark Samet picking up the win in the Super Modifieds. Preston Walker in the regular Modifieds. Kyle Hutchison picked up the win. I guess they had a couple of TQ Midget features there on Saturday night. Lucas Oil, Late Model Dirt Series action, Mountain Moonshine Classic at Smoky Mountain Speedway Friday night. Ricky Thornton Jr. picking up the win then. And then Saturday night, Brandon Overton picking up the win. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series action at Knoxville on Friday. David Gravel picking up the win. Saturday, it was Corey Day. And then Wednesday, over at Huset's in South Dakota, Tyler Courtney picking up the win. They're supposed to be racing tonight, but due to rain, they have postponed that till tonight's show till Sunday.
Okay.
We'll talk more. We'll mention that again later in the show. ARCA Menard Series action Saturday. It was Connor Zilch picking up the Atlas 150 at Iowa Speedway. NASCAR there as well with the Xfinity Series on Saturday. Sam Mayer picking up the win, the Hy-Vee Perks 250. And the Cup Series, Ryan Blaney on Sunday picking up the win. I didn't get to watch much of that, though. Did you watch any of that? Was it?
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker if you're, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Moving on. Ohio Sprint Speedway wrapped up at Atomic Speedway Saturday night. Danny Sams III picked up another feature win. I think he had 3 wins during Sprint Speed Week, but it was Cap Henry that was crowned the champion there for Ohio Sprint Speedway.
We're going to have him back on again pretty soon. He's been on fire.
Not literally, though. Dirt Car UMP Summer National action last Thursday rained out at Kankakee. Friday night, Tyler Erb picking up the win at Tri-City. Tyler Erb again Saturday night at Fairbury Speedway. Sunday, Sycamore Speedway was postponed due to rain. It's been rescheduled to July 18th due to a rescheduling conflict. And then I have Adams County Speedway. Was that Wednesday or Tuesday? Max McLaughlin picking up the win there. I didn't do my homework well on that one. The Hammerdown Racing Army got a few results here. Karen Van Pelt finished second in the box stock lights. She's first in points there at Palmyra. Also at Palmyra, Bolton Colton, a.k.a. the Morenci Mohawk. He's getting extra names here. Friday night there at Palmyra, he picked up the Kids Junior Kart feature win and currently sits second in points. John Young, as we mentioned, he won the makeup B main at Oakshade for the Dominator Superstocks. Kurt Dickey finishing 16th in the regular A main for Dominator Superstocks and 11th in the makeup. I finished 13th in the regular A main. That's when the steering wheel fell off. And
shame on you.
Coming off of turn 2, right off, I'm like, shoot. Tried jamming it back on. No, got bounced around a bit. Had to bend out a.
It could have gone
the Porta Power got a lot of use this week.
It could have gotten a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I was able to continue after I got the steering wheel back on and finished 13th there. Finished 6th later on in the makeup feature. And that is it for
You talked about Bolton Colton. That's the son of Perry Cox, one of our
Cox, one of my sponsors too.
One of our contributors a few years ago.
Oh yes, the Wrecker Report he used to do.
That's it.
He's talked about reviving that.
We need to do that. It was always fun.
It was. I'll see if I can talk him back into it.
There we go.
All right, coming up a little bit later, we'll be talking to this guy, Mr. Mike Young, about that. Well, like I said, that weird race, which I'm not sure he even fully understands it. But right now, let's see if we got Rex Wheeler here, and I'll bring him up. Click on this. Hey, Rex, are you there?
I'm here, guys.
Hey! Nice to hear you, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't see you, but we hear you, and that's cool enough. First off, I guess, give us a little bit of a background, a little bit of your background as far as racing goes on you and your wife. I guess you're former racers there at Owosso Speedway. Anything else there in your background?
Well, my racing career was very short-lived, and my wife was even shorter. So my wife is probably one of the only ones that can ever say she's undefeated in racing. She raced one race and won it and never raced since. So that was way back in the 80s when a lot of tracks had powder puff races, and the girls would go sign up to run those. And, of course, we know today there's some serious female racers that can put a whooping on the boys, so you don't hear that powder puff stuff anymore.
So what what led to you deciding to purchase Owosso Speedway?
Well, I raced at Owosso back in 1989. Back then, we called them Detroit Irons, our pure stock division
Sure.
today. And, I was a young kid, didn't have any money, and wanted to race, and didn't have a very big wallet, but boy, had fun. And I can remember waking up on Sunday morning after Saturday night racing, and actually waking up, and when you realize where you're at when you wake up in the morning, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I got to wait a week to do that again." That was so much fun. And I didn't win a lot of races, but I sure had fun and hanging out at the racetrack. So I got bit the bite, the racing bug, in my teens, and then I went off and drove a truck for a living for 22 years, just me and one truck. And now today I've got a fleet of 242 trucks on the road. And
Oh my!
and what I've done over those years, if I was on the road, running the country, we piggyback and deliver trucks for a living, new vehicles. I was either looking for a racetrack if I got hung out on the road for the weekend, or me and my kids even talk about up northern Michigan in the camper with the family, and trick the 5-year-old kids into telling mom they wanted to go to a racetrack, but really dad had told them there was ice cream in the game, and we'd sneak off to a racetrack, and even on camping weekends. So I've always liked racing, so I've been to hundreds of racetracks, probably more dirt tracks than asphalt tracks in the country, and oval track racing's been my thing. I tell people I don't hunt, I don't fish, I'm no good at golf, and I find myself at a racetrack somewhere in this country for the better part of the last 40 years.
So, how much of the history do you know about Owosso Speedway, and can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, so to our knowledge, Sarah and I are the 12th owners of Owosso Speedway. It's Michigan's oldest racetrack, started in 1939. A lot of rich history there. In 1944 and 45, during World War II, the property owners leased the track to the federal government. It was a prisoner of war camp for 2 years, and it went back to auto racing in 1946, and it's raced ever since. So it's been of different configurations over the years. It was dirt, and then it was asphalt, and then it was dirt, and then it was asphalt. Used to have a quarter mile and what we called a big half-mile high-banked ASA race there in the 1970s with Mark Martin and a lot of the guys, Junior Haley out of Canada. So just a lot of rich history of Owosso Speedway.
Do you have any thoughts of maybe incorporating a dirt track into the facility?
I don't. Again, I love dirt. I love asphalt. I bet you we didn't own that track a week, and there was a rumor we're going to put in a drag strip. And I like drag racing too. But right now, the plans, guys, is the only thing under our ownership that is not changing at Owosso Speedway is the configuration of the 3/8 mile that the Simcoe family put in back in 1987 and 88. Elmer put that in, and it's a progressively banked 12, 14, 16 degree banking. We have maintained that. We had pavers in the parking lot. The day I was at the title company closing on the purchase of the property, and we moved right in and re-asphalted the surface, which desperately needed it. Had not been surfaced since 1988. And other than that, everything around that track is getting replaced, from the grandstands to the parking lot. We've got, I heard you in the pre-warm-up, Scott, talking about our 5-year plan. As we dig into it, we definitely every bit of a 5-year plan. It could be a 7-year plan.
So did you have that 5-year plan in place before you purchased the facility back there in September of 2022?
Yeah, so really what happened, the Williams family that owned the track for the prior ownership for us, they had it for about 4 years. And, what I tell everybody when they give us kudos for what we're bringing the track to till today, I said, well, just always remember, those 11 owners before us kept it a racetrack, and they kept it open. So there's a lot of credit that goes to all those owners that own that track that sure tried to to bring some racing to the Mid-Michigan area. So so where we're taking the track is it's unbelievable. It's a dream come true for us to be able to we're putting Owosso Speedway on a foundation that will be a racetrack for decades and decades to come.
Did I see that you put foam blocks by the retaining wall this week?
No, we did not.
Okay.
So, no, we are going to have safer barrier. So, Scott, back to your 5-year plan. So, me and the former owners in the summer of 22 had a handshake that they'd sell it to me at the end of their 22 season. They wanted to go ahead and finish up their season. So that gave us about 90 days to start thinking about what are we going to do first? What are we going to do second? And we laid it down on paper, and we did announce we have a 5-year plan to get the track to where it's going today. And like all projects, you start really looking at it, and you look at the cost, and you look at the roadmap, and it's every bit of an aggressive 5-year plan, if not bigger. And the reason I say that, when we bought the original parcel, the track laid on us 37 acres. Well, now we bought 4 parcels around the track. So we have 159 acres of land there now. Wow. And right now on a site plan, every bit of that property is used up. There is no room for a drag strip. It is a 3/8 mile oval track. For every 4 people in the stadium, you need a car parking spot. So we're going to build park 300 haulers, and we need 4,500 parking spots to be able to bring in 18,000 people. And we're looking to have 1 or 2 events a year that we can fill that place up. If that is a NASCAR truck race or something of that nature, we're looking to have 2 or 3 other really nice races, maybe 10,000 fans. And then when we go to our weekly racing, which we will continue, we'll just open up a section of 4,000 or 5,000 seats and accommodate that weekly racing as well.
That kind of answers one of our listeners, John Young, wanted to know what kind of big series racing would you like to see? You mentioned the NASCAR Truck Series. That'd be a pretty big event. Right.
So, well, Ron asked about, basically a type of safer barrier. So to bring in NASCAR and where we want to go in our plans is safer barrier. And so we'll have safer barrier. We've already put in 1,200 linear foot of the new crash wall on the north side of the track from turns 2 to turn 4. And when we tear out the front stretch, we'll continue that. That's all configured. It's actually setting the wall back, guys, 2 foot to allow for that safer barrier, because we heard loud and clear from our race fans, they don't want to lose 1 inch of that racing surface. So
that's cool.
I understand that.
By us moving that wall out, we took care of that argument that safer barrier will put them right back to where they used to be.
Would have been a lot easier though, just to put the safer barrier on what you have now.
Well, what we got now is it's had a lot of hard licks, and it wasn't built near as what it is today. So, we tell people when we are done, we are clearly going to be the safest, nicest short track in the United States, and that is our goal. That's another thing that's driven this to be a full 5-year plan or more, is to do things right and safe. It takes time. Engineers, architects, we got folks involved that build for NASCAR, safer barrier, things like that, and it takes time to get all those things together.
So I'm guessing in year 2 of the 5-year plan. I read that part of that included the new asphalt. You already did that. New grandstands, lights, sound system, and the safer barrier that you mentioned. Where are you at in that 5-year plan? What have you gotten done, and what's next on the list?
Well, the first phase of construction we're under today, that put down 24,000 yards of concrete. So our infield is now concrete. That's allowing us to do figure 8 races, nice. Live pits we have an ASA race this year on August 17th. It's allowing us to use our infield for pits. It's allowed. We're using it for our figure eight races, mini wedge races for the kids. So in this phase is the grandstand on the north side. That grandstand seats 8,044 people. That will be complete and ready for fans to sit in for our 25 season. And so that's two of the biggest things, VIP suites on the back of those grandstands, new tech barn, a lot of concrete. That's really what's in the first phase of this. We got this split into 8 phases over several years here.
So are you still in phase 1 then?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
yep.
so
last year, first year of ownership in 2023, like all other racetracks, you get rain during the week and the haulers pull in and they get stuck in the grass and the mud and you just didn't have enough concrete. So this year I'm happy to say we put our racers first and we concreted those pits, and there's no way we're getting stuck in the pits at Owosso Speedway. We've got enough concrete that we kind of worry about airplanes trying to land them.
So are the improvements continuing during the race season as well?
Yes. Yep. So construction goes on, Monday through Thursday or Friday, depending on what we're doing that week at the racetrack. And we work hand in hand with our general contractor. They know that we're open for racing. We're not going to close. So depending on if it's a big division coming in that needs to practice on a Friday for a Saturday show, then they know they can only do construction Monday through Thursday. During the race season, of course, once we get into the end of September and get done with our season, that's when that new grandstand goes in the north side of the track. See, Owosso Speedway in my lifetime did not have a wall on the north side of the track. The wall was only from turn 4 to turn 2, and now we have a wall all the way around it because when we're done, our seating is going to be like a horseshoe shape. It's going to be from turn 4 wrapped all the way back around to turn 1.
Rex, it sounds like if a fan has been there a couple of times and they come back again, it's going to look completely different.
I had a race fan tell me Saturday, he said, I drove right by this place. He said it didn't look like it did last year. And it definitely looks different every time they come in. And we are just having a ball, working with all the race fans coming into our facility and our race car drivers. Car counts are up, race fans are up. We're just really excited of our future. And like I explained my background with motorsports, I don't want to see a racetrack close anywhere in this country. And everybody sure works awful hard, including you guys, trying to keep our sport alive. So we are just really on cloud 9. It's a terrible investment for me and my wife. We got a lot better things in life with money. But you know what, guys? In my elderly years and our elderly years, we're going to have a very nice track. We've got 2 elevators going in the front building. We got one going in the back building. You go to a high school football game and our folks in handicap, they have to sit in that bottom rows because, we designed Owosso Speedway to where folks are going to get an elevator and they're going to go up to center of the grandstands, and that's where we're going to sit those folks so they got a wonderful view of that racetrack.
That is really cool.
I got to ask, where, because I'm sure there's probably other promoters out there or track owners thinking the same thing. Where's all the money coming from for all these improvements?
A 200 truck fleet, Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, is this coming out of your pockets? Or you got sponsors or?
Our sponsors, all the money from our sponsors are driven back to the daily operations of the racetrack. And what I mean by that is we have a great scenario at Owosso because of our sponsors. We are able to let race fans in the front gates at a very reasonable price, and we're able to pay our racers very well. So
$14, right? I think that's what I saw.
That's right. So we, when you let the fans in reasonable and you pay the guys putting the show on, it makes for good car counts and it makes for full stands. Our sponsorship dollars will not go for the infrastructure. So we're very fortunate that we have a great trucking business. I have 468 employees, and we are, I'm going to be 57 here in about a week. my goal is by the time I'm about 65 years old, I want that track beautiful and done so I can enjoy it the rest of my life. And that's where the money's coming from. Agreement me and my wife made up front is if we have to go to the bank to finance Owosso Speedway, we don't need it. So we're just very fortunate, and that credit goes to my employees and people that come to work every day at Wheeler Trucking to let me enjoy what I want to enjoy for the rest of my life.
Awesome. And you're a busy guy because not just all these improvements, but you got racing going on in quite a bit. You had the Bob Finley Memorial last night. You got midweek racing. You got the must-see racing sprints this Saturday. What are some of the other premier events left on this year's schedule?
Boy, guys, we got some really fun stuff. You know, Owosso Speedway was really struggling just a few years ago, and this year we have 30 races on a 22-week schedule. Right now we're racing 4 times in 8 days right now.
Wow.
They raced last Saturday. Saturday night's auto racing on the oval track. Once a month on Sunday is the figure 8 stuff on the infield. So last week we had racing Saturday, figure 8 Sunday. We had the Bob Finley Memorial on a Wednesday. We got sprint cars this Saturday. And hopefully all my employees continue to come to work after we just beat them hard for 4 days of racing in 8 days. I don't know how the people before us raced 4 and 5 nights a week, because I tell you, it's a lot of work putting on the shows we're putting on. As far as the great races coming up, we have the Hot Shoe 100, biggest modified race in the country. That's coming up on August 10th. We just put out the Hot Shoe guys just put out registration, and in 48 hours, they had 60 cars pre-registered to come to that modified race. Some of the best modified drivers in the country. August 17th, we have the Michigan 200. That is a 200-lap super late model race in the templates. You know, we're open with Michigan International Speedway having a NASCAR race on Sunday the 18th. We're hoping we drag in a few big names for Saturday on the day before. I'm not ready to announce that, but there is a couple names out in the wings right now that is not 100% committed, but that's a 200-lap race. It's called the Michigan 200. And we've got another super template race on a Wednesday night, September 11th. And that's a 150-lap race sponsored by Love's Fuel Stops. And we've got the Master of the Pros 186. Jegs CRA race. That's a great race. We got them 4 times this year, and Master of the Pros is one of those. So I could just talk on and on about the racing we got, but I'm never going to forget all of our local guys. Our local series, those guys, you know, watching a Kyle Crump 10 years ago starting a front-wheel drive and now watching him work his way up towards the big leagues, that's what drives me, is watching these kids and working their way up.
Wow. You'll have to let us know when you get that confirmed as far as the Michigan 200 goes, some of those drivers.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll let you, because, I appreciate what you guys do, keeping those fans informed, and with you guys being in Ohio right here with us. You know, in my trucking terminal, I have truck terminals in Avon Lake, Ohio, and Springfield. So we always have a lot of fun with all of our employees when it comes to that Ohio State Michigan game every year. So I think we're outnumbered, though. I think we got more Ohio employees here at Wheeler Trucking than we got up here in Michigan.
Does Ohio still have a football team?
Oh,
Yes, they do.
I have no dog in that fight. I'm a Michigan State guy. So.
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah. I'm an anti that. I'm an anti-blue. Anyway, back to racing. I saw you have spectator drags, and I've always wondered this, but do you have to pay more for the insurance of the night when you have it spectator drags?
Nope. We got great insurance company. The way we do things here, and really it just boils down to using your head. So we're not going to let them. We don't do. You watch the track out there in Massachusetts. Those guys do 5-lap spectator drags, and as we know, you're going to go faster that second lap and faster that third lap, and if it's that fourth or fifth lap, you're probably going to smack the wall. So, but no, we we got we're going to do it a little different than we did last year. Last year it was not organized very well. It was our first rodeo, and you had your local fan that really had never been on a racetrack in his 4-cylinder lining up against the Dodge Charger. And, we did double elimination, but it didn't take long to knock a lot of guys out. And we're going to do it by categories this year and work our way up. But I'll tell you, this one guy come up to me and said, you know what, I lost both races, but I had the time of my life being able to get my car on a racetrack. And that's just what drives us.
My favorite part is watching those videos of those spectator drags where people just don't care about their cars, and they'll just go out and lay the bumper on somebody.
We've got Mike Young in the studio with us, and I'm sure he can remember Toledo Speedway.
Oh, yeah, on the front stretch.
That Corvette?
Guy wrecked a Corvette. Really did a really good job on it.
He fought the front stretch wall, and he lost bad.
He hit Dave Brown's S10. That's who he was racing.
What's that now?
The Corvette came across my buddy's.
Oh, yeah.
Just a total bolt of them out.
So all kinds of fun events that you got going on there at Owosso. Where can people find out more information about Owosso Speedway and everything going on there?
Well, at OwossoSpeedway.com, go to our website, and of course, Facebook is always a good asset. Go to Owosso Speedway's Facebook page, and we got a lot of great people trying to update those. My wife and my team trying to update and give people as much information as we can. We're one of the most reasonable tracks as far as cost for race fans to come in to our facility, and our goal is to work very hard and become a household name in auto racing from coast to coast and border to border, and we appreciate you guys bringing us on here and everything you guys do to help spread the word.
I'm sure you're aware that you're a household name in the Ohio, Michigan area now.
I've been hearing a heck of a lot of stuff. That's why I had to get a hold of you.
So much good stuff.
And find out what was going on up there. So it's been great talking to you, Rex. I know you said you only had 4 hours of sleep because you ran last night. So go get some rest before Saturday.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I will be back in touch and give you some updates.
Awesome.
We appreciate it.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you, Rex.
Thanks, Rex.
There you go. Rex Wheeler, the new owner, I guess recent new owner.
Mike, you have any thoughts of going up there?
Owosso Speedway.
As far as now, I do plan on running at the end of the year if the season goes good.
If
the season goes good, I just want to make it to the season at the end of the year, and if the car's in one piece and the motor's still there, then we'll take the truck up there and try to make the show. I think they have a big race at the end of the year, probably for sportsmen's, or a big 2 or 3 day show, and we'll see if we can make the show up there.
Very good.
Well, you have to report. Let us know how it went. We got to pay a couple more bills here. Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. This weekend is the Oakshade Attica Late Model Series, plus a full show and double features for late models. That would be the makeup from June 8th, and I think that'll get the late models caught up.
Right.
Also coming up this summer, I should mention that the Night of Wheels was originally scheduled for this week, but
was moved to July 20th.
Due to some health issues with the folks that handle that, we had to push that back. So there is racing at Oakshade this weekend, just not the Night of Wheels. Yeah. That portion.
Please don't confuse that.
Yeah, that part has been pushed back to July 2019?
20th, I thought I read.
It's on the website, oakshaderaceway.com. Go there and find out. But the Summer Nationals coming up July 13th. 10,000 to win there. 1,000 to win Papa Boiler Spectacular for the Dominator Super Stocks. Think you can find a ride for that? Do some dirt racing?
Maybe. I might have to call Gabe, maybe.
There you go. See?
And see if Gabe's got one.
There you go. Also, the Dominator Superstock champion this year at Oakshade will get $1,000, thanks in part to the Dairy Depot Cafe in Morenci, Michigan. Racing every Saturday night. Check out oakshaderaceway.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. I was going to mention DCR Graphics. They're your vinyl racing graphics provider. They do full wraps, partial wraps, number decals, sponsor decals of just about any kind. They're currently running that special to design a virtual car for that new video game called Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing that comes out in November. $20 20 ducks. $20 will get you
20 ducks.
20 ducks. I don't know that he takes ducks as currency, but
You never know.
yeah, he might be. He's a
You'll
little
find
ducky.
out.
That's
yeah.
$1 a piece. That's a pretty
Is
good
it?
duck deal.
What the duck? Oh boy, he'll design your very own late model or modified, as well as it can be an AI, meaning that the computer drives it, or you can drive it, select it, drive it yourself in the game. So, pretty cool stuff. And the game is going to be online and offline for gameplay.
Dave Kemmer says the Night of Wheels is
July
July
20th. Thank you, associate producer Dave. If you want to get a hold of Dale for graphics or for that virtual video game car, I
Give
don't
him a
really know
call
what to- yeah.
at
419-308-9523. You can check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And they are also your official Hammerdown Racing Report Windows sticker supplier, DCR Graphics. You can get a hold of them, and they'll mail one to you for $5. One of these. Slap that on your race car. You need to get one of these. Slap it on your race car, become part of the Hammerdown Army, and we'll report your finish each and every week if you submit it. There's a few people that haven't submitted. HammerdownRacingReport.com. Click on Hammerdown Army, and then there's a link there to submit if you are part of the Hammerdown Army already, so I can get your results and report it on the show, just like that. Finally, Dominator Race Products. They have what you need to be in Winter Circle Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. Check out the plastic color-matched late model rear spoilers, the ultimate body panels and hood scoops, radiator fan shrouds, hood pins, dashboards, whatever. He does about everything. DominatorRaceProducts.com. You can order direct from there or call 419-923-6970. And Dominator Race Products are also available from your local reputable race shops such as Ron Miller Race Cars.
among others.
And others, yeah. Just a little bit of racing news before we get to Mike Young. Also coming up, we'll be doing the how many chance to win Big D's Pizza.
Ooh, is this going to be a good one?
You'll see. We talked about it last night. What do you mean? Not even a surprise to you. Let's bust out the racing news. Here's a little bit.
Latest racing news.
Martin Truex announced Friday last week at Iowa Speedway. I need to go back on vacation. That he will not return to full-time NASCAR Cup Series competition in 2025. He says it's time to slow down and do something else.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't do like Jimmy Johnson and just wind
Try
up
and come back with a
field
non-competitive
a field
car.
filler. Yeah, he's either got to do it or don't.
Tyler Erb has become only the third person in Dirt Car Summer National history to win 4 late model features in a row by taking the victory at Davenport Speedway on Tuesday night. Oh, that's right. That was I missed that one during the racing roundup.
Oh yeah,
Tuesday night, Tyler Erb won that at Davenport, and he won all last week as well. So he became only the third person in history. Scott Bloomquist did it in 1990, and Billy Moyer Sr. did it in 1994. And I saw he's been jumping in a car a few times. Yeah,
on the Summer
Is he on the
Nationals
tour?
yeah.
Or is he just running a few one-offs?
He missed a night.
Okay. How old is he?
103.
I thought he was older than you. By a year or two, maybe. Former Malcolm in the Middle star Frankie Muniz will join Rayom Brothers Racing for select NASCAR Craftsman truck races this year. He'll make his debut at Nashville Super Speedway on June 28th. That's next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. He'll also be driving for the team at Bristol, Kansas, and in an ARCA race at Michigan.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he was driving for himself for a while, and then he kind of took a break to kind of regroup. And we do have some breaking news. It's not even on my prep here. I got to pull it up from... All right, breaking news just before we came on the air tonight. Due to unforeseen health issues, Chris Madden Racing regretfully announces the suspension of our World of Outlaws Case Late Model Series campaign. Chris would like to apologize to all of his fans and eagerly hopes for a swift recovery and return to the racetrack. That's all. Don't have the details on the health issue.
Scott, there have been a lot of teams that have been scaling back. It's kind of scary.
A little bit. Before we get to you, let's talk about Victory Fuel. It's a refreshing and natural hydration alternative.
Good stuff.
Especially when it's like 5 million degrees. I went down to West Virginia earlier this week. It was cooler down there than coming back here. It's like, what is going on? And I wish I had some of this with me. But yeah, it's packed with vitamins, providing a boost for athletes and individuals on the go. It's a perfect way to stay hydrated and energized throughout the race day. You should have a lot of them this weekend if you are planning to go to the track. Keep them nice and cold. Put them in a cooler. It's free of added coloring, caffeine, and carbonation. Victory Fuel is a great kid-friendly drink. You can get yours online at drinkvictory.com. Be sure to use discount code DOMINATION, or you can use Conley Racing, all one word, and you'll be supporting those race teams and get 10% off at the same time. It's also now available in some stores. Oakshade Raceway, and I believe Fremont stocks it as well, so you can get it from there. And in July, the end of July, new flavors going to be coming out. Purple Potion.
Goofy grape.
It's not goofy grape, whatever. Dipman Motorsports, your official Hoosier tire dealer for Northwest Ohio. He's got any kind of race car service that you need. He'll take care of you. He's got all the parts, too. Call today at 419-283-8580. I have him kind of helping me look for a replacement tire for the trailer just in case.
Oh, okay.
But you think that one's good?
I think it's fine.
Okay. My spare tire is dry rotted, though, so I at least need to replace that.
Does he have a steering wheel hub, too?
Well, I probably shouldn't mention that I had him replace it during this off season.
Oh.
So it was probably user error because it works fine.
Need a little lube.
Little WD-40 occasionally
I did
really
that.
helps.
I put some WD-40 on it, and that was during the first feature of the night. The second feature, I checked it about 5 times before I went on the track, and then every caution, I'm
making sure it's
yep,
on.
We're good. So.
Unsolicited sponsor mention, WD-40.
All right. Mike Young joining us in the studio.
Yeah.
He was supposed to bring pizza, but he didn't. I'm very disappointed.
I was working on a race jack before I just got here.
That's all right.
I need it for this weekend.
So what's been up since we had you last on the show? When did we have you last on the show? It was like
A couple years ago, at least 3 years. No,
3 years ago?
3-4 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Working on race cars, working on worked race cars, or just normal cars wrecked.
Normal cars wrecked?
Normal cars wrecked all the time, but yeah.
Bowling during the winter.
And then bowling.
300 games?
Not this year. Close. Bowling 2 times a week. Started out 2 times a week. Tuesdays at Jugs and then Fridays at Sports Center. And then I switched to being a sub on Fridays at Sports Center.
I was a sub for Ron's team once. I brought his team down.
Brought them down.
I did. I think I helped their handicap, though. But.
So you helped
a lot.
So, did you know when I was doing my research that there's a Mike Young in Australia that's a racer?
No.
Really?
He's a rally racer, yeah.
I missed that.
From Western Australia, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Rally racer?
Rally racer, yeah. If you look up Mike Young Racing or Motorsports, I don't remember what it was, but it's not him. It's
definitely not me.
It's rally racing in Australia. Okay, the real reason we brought you in here.
The second place race.
Yeah, the second place race. We saw this when we got the results from Flat Rock a couple weeks ago. That was part of that. They got postponed to Sunday, right? From Saturday night.
Yes, Friday it rained.
Okay, and the school bus race thing going on and all this, and you won the second place race.
Yes.
Was that a race where you tried to finish in second?
Second place, yes.
Okay, so you finished second, and you won.
Yeah,
because you finished in second.
We pulled out on the track, and they didn't tell us that's going to be 1 lap green flag or staying still at all. So we're sitting there, and I look up, and they just threw the lights on, and I didn't know if we're going to go. And all of a sudden, I see the car on the outside, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get going. And I just stayed in the middle of the track, protect the top and bottom, and they didn't tell us how many laps it's going to be.
Did they give you any instructions before during the driver's meeting or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is in your sportsman car?
No. I was in Archie Pageant's factory stock.
Oh, okay.
And so So I was already there.
Was there any qualifications to be
You can
in
run
this race?
You could run any car you want.
Any car you want
to. So you can brought your dirt car, ran a sprint car.
Ooh.
Well, that would have been fun.
So we're running along, and I just would pull out a little farther and get the field a lot or spread out, and then slow it up real slow, and then running along, and we got the white flag, and then all of a sudden all the cars bunched up, and I sped up a little bit, and then coming out of 4 there, I'd seen a car out of the corner of my eye a little bit, and then all of a sudden I think we went 4 wide at the start-finish line and just jabbed on the brakes real quick, and one went in the wall. Turner went into the wall, Brad.
Really?
Brad Turner went in the wall because he was all the way on the outside, and then Kyle Worley was on the outside of me, and then I forgot it was on the bottom. I just stabbed on our brakes, and nobody didn't know who it was. And we come around, and I see those 3 cars pull off, and I was like, I guess maybe I won, maybe. I pull over, and they're like, yeah, you won. So I just pull up. It was the weirdest race because you weren't really trying to be the fastest car or trying to get past. I was just
the goal is to finish second.
Yeah,
Staying out of trouble.
Just one hand on the wheel and the other one holding on the window, and that just cruising along. I'm like, oh, maybe this lap, maybe nothing. But
they did give you a white flag, though.
They did give me the white flag, and that's when we all did race.
That's when things got interesting.
And then coming out of 4, we went 4 wide, and we all crossed the line 4 wide. It was probably almost as close as like a couple of NASCAR races.
How many total cars were in it?
I don't know if there was 8 or 10.
Okay.
There was 1 4-cylinder, and then the rest of them were pretty much all enduro cars.
Uh-huh.
So they were big old body Monte Carlos and stuff like that. So pull up, and the trophy does say second place winner on it, and it's tall like a normal win, So I was like, this is pretty cool.
Paid big money.
Yeah, real big money. But it was fun. I like to appreciate Archie for letting me drive that car, and then hurried up, hopped that in, and hooked the boat up, and ran about 3 or 4 laps until the boat fell off, and then had to pull off. But it was fun. It was a good time. I'll do it again for sure.
Second place, that sounds like a kind of a cool idea. I like that.
Are they going to do it again?
I think they have maybe 1 or 2 more. They might have one at Toledo, and I think they might have another one when they do the Night of Destruction again at Flat Rock. So
do you have a spotter for that at all?
Nope.
So you're just all alone?
I had the race receiver in my ear, and I didn't hear nothing, so I don't even know if they wasn't even on or nothing, so no one could know what's going on or try to cheat or whatever, but there was nothing on, so I don't know if anybody knew who won, but it was a good time and fun.
Second place race. I like that. Next time they do that, we'll have to see if we can bring our cars around.
Fremont trucks are off almost the whole month of August.
Is there another one coming up?
I don't know.
I think there's a Night of Destruction at Flat Rock maybe in August 9th,
Ooh.
8th or 9th maybe.
Ooh.
What they should do is probably make us go backwards for the second place race. That'll throw everybody off.
I don't think I
yeah.
like that idea.
No.
Why not?
Because I
That'd
don't.
be fun.
My brain doesn't know how to turn right.
Well, evidently I do if I'm in Australia running.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, he's a rally racer.
Yeah, but he goes left.
He goes left and right. Yeah.
Well, I'm a figure 8 driver sometimes too. So
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
left and
Yeah.
right.
Speaking
So
of
we're
which, you did the
bus race too.
the figure 8 bus figure 8. Have you done that before, or was this your first time?
This is the 4th time I've done it.
4th time. Okay.
The first one was at Toledo in May, and coming to the checkered flag and got drilled in the left side and got stuck up on side of a bus.
Oh.
And there was one bus running after us was Jack Franzel with 2 flat tires, just running around for one more lap, and he got himself a win on that one because he was the only bus running. So.
Do the drivers in these actually try to win? I thought the object was more to roll
Some
over.
guys do.
Because you get more money if you roll the bus over, right?
There's some guys that do try to go win. It's fun to try to flip a bus or...
See, I would think that the guy... From
not-
what I understood, it's the guy that gets flipped that gets the money, right?
Yeah.
I think
me.
it should be the guy that made the bus flip that should get the money, because he's the one that did the work, right?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you can steer out of it and not roll over.
Or maybe split the money. I don't know. Just
It's fun driving a bus, doing figure 8 bus racing. There was coming through the X there, and I just I finished my bus, though I was pretty much
You
leading.
used it up?
I used it up and flipped Bill Early over pretty good. And the whole nose smashed into the motor and it completely shut off.
So what's your best finish in one of the school bus figure eights?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's not first or getting a win. It's pretty much probably second or third, maybe. I don't even know if they even count that or even pay attention to that.
Now, you've been running recently just about everything. You ran a compact. I saw you at
I ran
Sandusky.
my buddy Billy's car. I think we're off. After next Friday, we run Sportsman's at Toledo. We're off until, I think, the 28th or 20th or so. Then we run Flat Rock. We're going to get his car out and get that going so we can run, I think, factory stocks run at Toledo just to go out and have fun.
So, I mean, what do you have the most fun in the Sportsman, the figure eight?
Oh, it's definitely
the
not
bus
Sportsman.
figure eight?
It's not that fun.
No.
You ran the ARCA trucks for quite a while, too, didn't you?
Ran ARCA trucks for, I think, 4 years straight, full-time, and then the 5th year was just partial because we were getting ready to sell it, and we bought a Sportsman car, so we were trying to transfer into one to the other. Ran ARCA Remax for a year. We ran twice in our own car before it got destroyed at Winchester, got drove over. There was nothing straight on that car when we were done, but just pretty much anything I've ran. The Wisman's figure eight car twice last year, I think it was, and that's a different feeling to go right.
How does that? How does that compare
car.
to the bus figure eight? I'm assuming it's a little more serious.
It's a lot serious and a lot more fun and a lot faster.
Yeah.
First 3 or 4 laps to the right, my body wasn't used to it, so I was trying to hold the wheel a little more to the right before it hit the wall. But by the end of the second practice, I got used to it, trying to get faster, and I was at the end of the field at the end of the race. It was fun.
You didn't get hit
No.
at the intersection.
No.
Did you? Okay.
You have to make sure you have to judge yourself coming through the turn to see if these are a little faster cars. Slow it up a little bit and ease through it.
It's kind of like chicken, though, isn't it? It's going to back off.
It's definitely like chicken.
Were you chicken then?
There was a few times, yeah, because it wasn't my car. It was definitely not my car. If it was mine, maybe, but no, it was definitely not mine. But it was fun running it.
Now, this year on your late model Sportsman, you have a throwback paint job. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Just throwing back to my father. I grew up seeing that paint scheme my whole life, and we were trying to do it last year around Flat Rock, and that didn't happen. We were trying to get a motor. So got my motor fixed, and I just left the paint scheme on and run it this year. It's different seeing the car not red. There's a lot of people like, I didn't know you were running because we normally see
don't
a red
recognize
car,
that car.
and it's white and pink, and I'm just going to leave it on this year, and I don't know if I'm going to do another different throwback for next year or go back to red. I kind of miss a red race car, or he's got a couple of red and black cars, so I might do something different.
I was going to say, how many different paint jobs did he have?
Probably 10 that I know of.
Okay.
Of the pictures I've seen, a bunch of pink and white ones, all different styles. The pink was for my mom. She paid for a set of tires and the pit pad for the year, so that's the reason why there was pink on the car. So there was pink in the nose a little bit, and then when the last year he ran Toledo, he did it on the roof. It was just easier not painting the nose every week pink, and it was easier just to put a white nose and a white fender on. Yep. It's a little cheaper instead of painting the nose every week at Flat Rock or so. But it's different, him not being there, but we're getting there. It's tough.
So with all the different things you're running, is the late model Sportsman kind of your main focus, your priority?
And it's good. Well, we have 6 races, and it's nice, one every month. You can kind of enjoy the summer, make sure the car is ready for the next race, make sure you have enough people to go to the racetrack, and you know that the car is ready when you go there 2-3 weeks later, and you can kind of enjoy it, not stressed out racing every Friday or every other week.
Yeah. I can only imagine. So, I guess as far as this year goes, have you looked ahead to next year at all? Just to kind of
Just trying to get through the year.
get through this year. Okay.
We'll find out at the end of the year where that goes. You never know anymore.
How have the car counts been for the late model sports? I know they've been kind of down in recent
I
years.
think we've had 8 or 10.
Okay. So do you look at it as, hey, that's cool because the worst I can do is finish like 8th or 10th, or
I don't even look at that anymore.
Oh, okay.
You know, if I'm not going to be able to compete fast enough, then I'm not.
you're
even
looking
gonna,
for the wins?
Yeah, I'm pretty much going for a win. And if I know I'm a top 3 car, then I'm going to go race. And if I'm not, then I'm not going to show up. You know, that's just how I am anymore. I'm not going to just ride around and yelp, I got an 8th place, or I can finish top 10.
Would you run your sportsman in a second place race?
No.
No.
Way too much contact.
That's a physical
there's-
race?
Yes, there's too much contact, and there's too much money to get bent up for $150.
Oh. Well, you had fun.
I had fun, yeah, but not in my car though.
So how many races in the sportsman have you run this year so far? Just
2 so far. Our 3rd race is next Friday at Toledo.
Toledo.
I think we run with the mini or the
we looked that up.
the Indy 500 sprints or so.
the Auto Value Open Wheel Special 500 Sprint Car Tour and the
the
Midwest
mods, yeah.
Modifieds. Yeah.
And they just raced Wednesday or last night at Owosso.
Yeah. So what's your best finish so far this year out of those 2 races?
3rd.
Third, okay.
Third.
Second.
Oh yeah. Yes,
First.
second.
Well, that's
Well,
so.
second,
Does that
first.
count as a first?
First, second, a second, first.
That's yeah. It's like it hurts my head to think about it. You won, but
You
finished
won, so obviously it's a win.
It's a win, I guess. A win second, I guess. Second win.
second. The only way they could make that even more weird is if it was a 3rd place race.
That'd be different. But finished 3rd both times in the sportsman car.
So you're
There's-
consistent at least.
Very consistent. I think we're second in the points. I think we're 35 out.
Okay.
There's 4 more races left. So
Different drivers beat you
yeah,
the first. Okay.
yeah. So I'm the most consistent so far. The first 2.
Which track do you prefer, Toledo or Flat Rock?
I prefer Toledo.
The bigger track.
Yeah. I struggle at Toledo or at Flat Rock. We have a good car throughout the whole day, and then we go to the feature, and we don't, and we go one way knowing it's going to be that way, and then we get on track, it goes the other way. So our features, it's pretty much just we're just going to ride it out as far as we can go and just get points, and hey, let's get out of here. We'll try to make it up in a heat race or something at Toledo.
All right. What's your prediction for next weekend then?
So far, 3rd.
You think you're going to finish 3rd? That's your prediction?
Yeah, so if I do any better, then we're
Then
good.
you're exceeding your
Yeah.
expectations.
So I'll say
gotcha.
3rd. I'll just keep my.
I gotcha.
We'll just stay low for now for 3rd.
We're kind of back on track with our hammer down guest list, though, and
As far as wins,
Yeah.
of their next race,
yeah,
we're still a little iffy there, 50-50-ish.
I'm thinking Mike's going to win.
All right.
Yeah,
Because-
like Tim says, he needs to get my valves done.
Yeah, yeah.
So he needs to get up here and get that set up, Mr. Tim Conover, so we can win next Friday.
You're the car owner, though, right?
yeah, but he's the engine builder. He needs
Okay.
to make it's time to come up here and get him done real quick.
All right. Well, we wish you luck,
Thank you.
and thank you for coming on and explaining the second place race. I had a lot of questions, and you answered them very well.
I tried.
And
Now
it's-
I want to be part of one of
And
these.
it's certainly nothing like I had in mind.
No,
so-
I wasn't. It was like this is a race of just people that finished in second place in other races. No, you got to finish second place to win. Okay,
It's definitely different. Just
so
to
it's
go.
a win.
It's a win.
I
It's
kind of
just
want
a-
to see one now.
It's weird when they're like, "You won the," and Gary was like, "Well, you won the second place win. Here you go. Here's a trophy." And it says second place right on it.
Assistant producer Dave said their night of destruction is August 30th.
August 30th. Are you? Fremont might be back in action, huh?
No.
No. So
Nope.
maybe you'll be
The
there.
only race that we have in August is the first weekend.
Is the 30th a Friday though?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's close to home.
Yeah.
Fridays are good. I'm available Fridays. Let's. Well, we don't have a hammer down hotline. No
Oh.
calls this week. I know you're very disappointed, Ron. But if you want to call, leave a message, 419-318-3081. Call, text anytime, day or night. Let us know.
24/7.
Last week we had a call about Owosso's
Yeah.
event they had last night.
So we took care of it.
So there you go. How about we do how many and give away some pizza?
Okay.
Let's fire that away.
How many?
So last week's how many was how many Fast 410s. We're going to be at Millstone Speedway for the Ohio Sprint Speed Week show. Should I say how many there were?
How many?
There were 37.
Ooh.
Which was a little lower than what we had thought.
Right.
Because you said 57.
Right.
I went with 55, and John, who was here last week, picked 52. So John was the best of us studio people.
He was the least loser.
He was the least loser, yes. So I'll be the second least loser, so I'll have to pick first this week.
Yep.
But our listener winner...
Well, you're second place winner then, right?
Yeah, so I should get a second place winner trophy.
There you go.
Good call.
So you can be the first one to call out.
Okay, that'll work. You're gonna have to pick a number here too. Brian Hammer, some guy with my last name.
Is he from Australia too?
He is not. He is from Sylvania Township. He picked 42 because
sounds like a poser to me.
he went with the number of from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 42, the answer
Oh yeah,
to life.
I've used that a couple
42,
times.
yeah. He was closest to the 37 out of our listener winner. So, Brian Hammer, congratulations. You got a Big D's Pizza. You have 30 days to claim your prize. Get with Dean Henry to claim that. Woo, he says.
Before you do tonight's, do we want to do the weekend weather pit stop?
No.
Okay.
No, this will be more. People don't have to put in their guess right away. They can wait. They got some time.
Okay.
Not a lot. The life, universe, and everything. Yes, that's what 42 is the answer to. So this week's how many? This is going to be, there you go. How many tracks on the Big D's Pizza Racing menu, there's 9 of them, I put that in parentheses, will cancel this weekend due to the heat? And here's a hint. 1 has already canceled. So it's at least 1. If you put 0, then I have no respect for you because you don't listen. But so it's at least 1. So it'll be between 1 and 9. And we'll talk about which one that is here in just a moment. But yeah, so there's 9 tracks. I'll list the tracks here. Limaland, Attica, Lorraine, Raceway Park, Flat Rock Speedway, Fremont, Sandusky, Angola, Oakshade, and Butler. Those are the 9 tracks racing
Not
this
Owosso?
weekend. I don't have Owosso on our menu. They're a little outside. Maybe we'll start covering them.
Yeah.
But on this, there's 9. So those are the 9 tracks.
Those are the 9 for tonight.
So how out of those, how many will cancel? Again, one of those has already canceled. And whoever's closest will win a Big D's Pizza. If we have a tie, we'll spin the Big D's Pizza wheel.
Sounds fair to me, Scott.
So let's see. We got 2. You put if you want to enter, just put your comment or your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. We'll give you until I say like noon tomorrow, noon on Saturday, noon on Friday.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to cancel with the heat, it'll probably be by then. So noon on Friday. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, you can still get in if it's before noon on Friday, noon Eastern, and just put your guess in the YouTube Live or the Facebook Live.
Weird question, Scott.
What?
What if one of the pop-up thunderstorms makes
That's
them
funny
cancel?
because my dad said I should clarify that.
Just only heat.
If it is posted that due to the extreme or excessive heat that they're canceled, that's going to be it.
Okay.
If it rains, that's something different.
All right.
That does not count.
Okay.
Rain does not count, just heat. So good. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to go with 2. That's what I got. What do you got, Ron? It's supposed to be 98 on Saturday. That's what I saw tonight.
The weekend weather pit stop says that some of the tracks south of Lake Erie will see 100-degree temperatures.
So what is your guess?
You took 2. That would have been my I'm going with 3, Scott. Just I believe some of the tracks are going to be proactive.
Because, I mean, it's a kind of a tough situation.
Scott, I have raced a long, long time. No secret there. I don't think I've ever raced in a 100-degree day.
Well, and it's not just the racers; it's the fans
Oh,
that
absolutely.
will be drinking beer to try and stay hydrated. That won't work well.
That doesn't work. Folks with heart issues, folks with breathing issues,
And are people going to show up because it's going to be so with the chance of the rain? I mean, these are things that I'm sure promoters are thinking of, as well as
no.
Just
I'm going
the
to tell.
heat, so.
I'm going to tell you that the rain is probably not going to be a factor at any of the tracks. We will probably see a pop-up shower. I call it Florida rain. Every afternoon in Florida, seems like between 3 and 4 o'clock they get a shower. I don't think.
Ron says this was normal racing weather in Texas.
Yeah, we're not in Texas, Ron.
So what's your guess? Oh wait, what's your
said
guess?
3.
I'm going to say 4.
Yeah.
I've raced in 100-degree weather at Toledo in a outlaw late model in like August.
Yeah.
It was not good.
It was not good. How much weight did you lose?
Not enough.
Probably not enough.
Okay.
There's still plenty of left side weight.
So there you go. You have until noon on Thursday noon on Friday to put your guess in if you haven't done so already. And again, that's for Big D's Pizza. And here is your Big D's Pizza racing menu for this week.
This weekend's Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
So we mentioned one of those have already canceled due to the excessive heat.
That would be Lima Land.
Lima Land Motorsports Park has postponed the 89th, the Run for the Rabbit, I believe, until I think because the Great Lakes Super Sprints are supposed to be there. So that has been postponed, but no racing tomorrow night at Lima Land. Attica Raceway Park, as of now, still on. It's Krogan, Colonial Bank, Ferguson, Waterworks, Camtech Industrial Services Night, featuring the AFCS 410 Sprints, 4,000 to win for them. The Attica Oakshade Late Model Series, the AFCS 305s, gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission $20 there. That's Friday. Saturday night, Lorraine Raceway Park. It's the Super Crown Nationals, Modifieds, MSS Super Modifieds, TQ Midgets. Gates open at 2, racing at 6. General admissions $25 there. Flat Rock Speedway. It's CRA Jegs Super Series night, featuring the ASA CRA Jegs Combo Late Models. Figure 8 Factory Stock 500 Series. Are you going to be there for just to watch that?
I'll be there helping my buddy David in his pro car.
Gates open at 4:30 at Flat Rock. Racing at 7. General admission $26 there. Fremont Speedway. It's Willie's Sales and Service Mid-Season Championship Night, featuring the AFCS 410s, AFCS 305s, and the dirt trucks. Gates open at 4:30. Racing at 7. General admission $26. Sandusky Speedway. $1 admission night, once again, with the Pure Stocks, Renegades, Beginner Stocks, and the All-American Iron. Gates open at, they have pushed their start time back. Doesn't count as a cancellation because of heat.
Right.
Just they pushed their start times back because of the heat at Sandusky. Gates open at 5. They're going to go racing at 7:30. I don't know how much of a difference a half hour for the start time is going to make.
Again, the
But anything
weekend,
helps, I
weekend weather
suppose.
pit stop for tracks south of Lake Erie. At least 90 degrees up until 10 o'clock at night.
General admission $1 there at Sandusky Speedway. Angola Motorsport Park, the Fab 4 show, and Graphics Unlimited Autograph Night, featuring late models, modified, street stocks, front wheel drives. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission $15 out there. Have you ever run Angola?
I ran Angola once in the Arca trucks.
How was it?
It was fun. We only ran maybe 60 laps before the huge storm came and just canceled the whole night.
Oakshade Raceway in action with the Oakshade Attica Late Model Series and double features for late models. DCR Graphics Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, Compacts in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission $15 there. And finally, Butler Motor Speedway. It's the Street Stock Shootout. With 410 Sprints modified street stocks, they're paying $750 to win there for the street stocks. And 4 cylinders in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission also $15 at Butler. Go ahead. What is that weekend weather pit stop?
We pretty much talked about it, Scott.
Is it going to be 100 south of Lake Erie?
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Friday is going to be a tad cooler than Saturday. We're looking mid 90s at race time. All the tracks in our group there, the 9 that we were talking about, it's going to be hot. Saturday, it's going to be a scorcher. And Friday, there's a chance of some pop-up showers, but like we said, I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Kind of been pop-up showers all week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Around here.
At the Miller family farm, we had a half inch of rain in about 10 minutes, and then it was gone just this afternoon.
And what am I,
Poof.
2 miles away from you?
Nothing, yeah.
It drizzled a little.
Yeah.
You got a little rain. Not that much. Wow. Okay. So that's your weekend weather pit stop. Actually, a good topic for the Hammer Down Hotline.
Yeah?
What's the hottest it's ever been when you were at a racetrack?
Oh, boy.
There you go. Call the Hammer Down Hotline or text us. Let us know when, where, how hot at 419-318-3081. And other racing action. Other series going on this weekend. The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. The Huset High Banks Hustle at Owosso Speedway in South Dakota. Again, we mentioned tonight has been postponed due to rain, not heat. And tonight's event's been moved to Sunday, but they continue tomorrow, Saturday, and then the makeup event on Sunday out at Huset's for the World of Outlaws. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the 18th Annual Firecracker 100 at Lernerville Speedway. That'll be tonight through Saturday. World of Outlaws Case Construction Late Model Series, it's the Summertime Showdown at Thunder Hill Raceway. That is tonight. Then it's the Billy Todd Classic at Ponderosa Speedway. That's Friday night. Hoosier Dirt Classic at Brownstown Speedway in Indiana on Saturday. Monday, it's Monday Madness at Independence Motor Speedway in Iowa. And then Hamilton County Speedway in Webster City, Iowa on Tuesday. So real busy weekend for the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series. Arca Menard Series, the Zinsser Smart Coat 150. That's going to be at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course Friday night at 6 o'clock. That'll be on FS2. The NASCAR Xfinity Series in action with the SIAPS 200 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That'll be Saturday at 3:30 on USA. NASCAR Cup Series, the USA Today 301 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That'll be Sunday at 2:30 on USA Network. The NTT IndyCar Series in action with the Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey. That's at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. That'll be Sunday at 6 p.m. on USA. A lot of racing on USA this weekend.
Yeah.
Dirt Car UMP Summer Nationals coming up tonight. They're going to be at Spoon River Speedway in Illinois. Then it's off to the Brownstown Bull Ring in Brownstown, Illinois on Friday. Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 in Missouri on Saturday. Lincoln Speedway in Lincoln, Illinois on Sunday. And Springfield Raceway in Springfield, Missouri on Tuesday of next week. Kubota High Limit Racing Series. They have the 4th annual Beach Brawl at Lake Ozark Speedway in Missouri. That'll happen on Wednesday, June 26th.
Anything going on in Montana? They got a foot of snow.
Snowmobile racing. Maybe.
Snowmobile race. There you go. They're going to have the hangover race.
I couldn't believe it.
Hangover. I'm there. All right. So if you haven't entered to win that virtual race car design for the Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing game, a dirt late model or dirt modified, you can get one designed by DCR Graphics. You can pay to get it done for $20. Not too bad. Or you can get it free if you type in hashtag DCR in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and we pick your name.
Mike, are you into sim racing at all?
No.
No? Okay. I was going to say grab your phone.
But you should be because of dirt. You want to race some dirt stuff, right?
I'll race it, but I'm not cleaning that car up when it's done. This pavement stuff's a lot cleaner.
I don't know. You get all those little sticky tire pieces, don't
I'd
you?
rather have that than mud all over the place.
Yeah, mud
It
rinses
just
off.
falls right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually on the way home, just bouncing on the trailer. I leave all the mud on Central Avenue. All right, stalling a little bit to see if we get any last-minute entries. Looks like we got about 19, so let's go ahead and draw for tonight's winner. Again, courtesy of DCR Graphics. You do have to get a hold of Dale Cole from DCR Graphics within 1 week. So make note of his phone number. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and it's also somewhere in my notes here. 419-308-9523.
And I'll bet it's on his Facebook page, too.
Yeah, DCR Graphics on Facebook. You can find it there. So here we go.
But 1 week, you use it or lose it.
Yep. You have until, I guess, next Thursday. Probably Wednesday, because that would be a week. But here we go. For the winner of the virtual car video game thing, late model modified here, whatever. Who's it going to be? Fa wins again.
Ooh.
He's got a car.
Yeah.
All-American iron there, so maybe he can turn that into a dirt late model.
Yeah.
So there you go. Get a hold of Dale at DCR Graphics to claim your dirt late model or dirt modified.
Sandusky regular there.
Yeah, he'll have to be changing over to doing some dirt stuff there. So congratulations. And I guess we have one more we'll be giving away next week for that. So if you didn't win, don't fret. We'll try it again next week.
Sounds good.
And with that, got to thank our associate producer, Dave Kimmer, contributors, John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report, or X, whatever we're calling it now. Follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Check out the website, HammerdownRacingReport.com. And again, if you're part of the Hammerdown Army, don't forget to post your results on there. Just click on the Hammerdown Army link from the main menu. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Click on Submit Your Results. Pretty easy.
When you go to a racetrack this weekend, stay hydrated, folks.
This
That's
will help.
it.
Victory Fuel will help. Yeah, there you go. And thanks to our sponsors. Make sure to support them, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this each and every week. DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dipman Motorsports, Magic Moment Entertainment, and as we just pointed out, Victory Fuel. That'll be popular this weekend.
What do you think, Mike?
Good.
This is good.
It's good.
Thanks to our guests this week, of course, Mike Young joining us here in the studio, and Rex Wheeler, owner of Owosso Speedway. He's got very ambitious plans up there.
It's really cool.
Sounds like it. And
You know, you hear of so many racetracks that are struggling, and he's apparently doing
pouring
it right.
a lot of money into it, yeah.
And
so
just
apparently,
nothing but positive.
it's kind of like if you build it, they will come.
The track
Really?
is very beautiful. Very beautiful.
So very cool.
Yeah. I would love to see a Craftsman truck race there.
That would be pretty awesome. We'll be back again next Thursday night, 7 o'clock. I won't be on vacation next week, so I might actually have some time to put things together here for next week. We'll see what the weekend brings as far as a guest for next week. I don't have anything lined up as of right now. So, any guest suggestions, you can also leave us on the Hammerdown hotline. Do you remember
I'm thinking somebody's going to have a spectacular weekend, and
You think so?
we'll get them.
There you go, 419-318-3081, Hammerdown hotline. Burn it up this weekend. Let's get out of here. Good luck to you. Coming up in a couple, well, a little over a week.
Next Friday.
Next Friday night. So just over a week then. Yeah. We're out. We'll see you next Thursday. Get out and support your local racetrack. Again, 8 of the 9 are still running as of right now.
That's it.
So we'll see you. Good night.
Good night.
You have been listening to the Hammerdown Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.